Hey guys, it's Nate Zelinsky here. We're getting ready for a big elk hunt here in Colorado, and I'll tell you what, calling seems to be the name of the game. Whether you watch the videos or you read the magazines, everybody wants that rush of that big bull breaking through the trees and coming in. But calling can be a touchy subject, and there's a lot of things that go with it. So if you're hunting a very pressured area where there's a lot of hunters, these elk can get call shy, and really calling very little or even no calling can be a huge success to you. There's certain areas where you have big territorial bulls, big herd bulls, and things like that, and that bull you can definitely call to. So I really encourage everybody, instead of just going out and calling, really learn your animals. If you're in that area where they're getting over called to, really play it safe. And if you do call on the very lighter scale, a few cow calls here and there. Then if you're hunting that big herd bull and you have to be a big herd of cows, you need to be that big bull, you can definitely get more aggressive, but really play it to your situation. I'm even talking about tubes right here. I carry 3 tubes. They're all tied together on every single hunt. If I'm that real immature, quiet bull, I'm in that area that's really overpressured, I blow into this real small tube, really subtle calls, quiet calls. I'm being the inferior elk. Then all of a sudden you get into that big herd bull, you're chasing that 380, you got to have the big giant tubes, and you use those larger tubes for that. Then one of the tricks that I'm going to talk about, and it's kind of the funny, silliest thing out there, but I was in a situation last year where I was working a big herd bull and just calling to him, and he was aggressive. He would break away from his harem, but I couldn't quite approach close enough because he had so many cows. I kept running into the cows, and I'll tell you what, after 30-40 minutes of the same situation of having him just outside of range, I started doing some things that I normally wouldn't do, and I got crazy with some cow calls, and I'll tell you what, I hit this one time and he came running in. So I'm just using a hyperlip here by Primos, and I'll tell you what, I started running 2 calls at the same time, and this bull lost his mind. So I started off with 1 and then rolled into 2. So you can do a lot of things. I even had a third one from time to time. And I'll tell you what, it sounds goofy, but the moral of the story here is thinking outside of the box, doing different things. A lot of times, something different than these animals have heard will get the job done, and these bulls will come running in. So many people get hooked and kind of caught up on having to be a perfect caller. They watch the calling competitions. I can tell you right now, I am a horrible caller. I mean, I'm very generic. I don't use anything special, but I get the job done because I think outside the box. I might do those off-the-wall calls. Again, the bulls haven't heard it, and it brings them in and gets it done. So again, think outside the box, do some different things this year, and hopefully you get a bull on the ground.